Good afternoon, this is Brian. Today is Saturday, July 20th, 2019. I am just off of Santa Clara Divide Rd, which is this right here. I'm at Rosenita Saddle, and my plan today is to hike up the backside of Mount Hillyer. I'm doing Mount Hillyer the easy way. I've already done the standard Mount Hillyer hike from Chilao via Silver Moccasin Trail to Horse Flats, and then Mount Hillyer Trail up to the summit. Now I figured I'd try something a little bit easier. I mean, I just got out of work about 2 hours ago. Figured I got out of work at 2, gave me enough time. There's daylight still for a good few more hours. It's probably about 3:45 or so right now. So I'm gonna go do the short, easy version of the hike to Mount Hillyer. So I'm gonna follow this. It looks like there's a fire here. Very patchy mosaic fire. Some of the interior live oaks over here look like they got burnt. Some of the lower needles on some of these Jeffrey pines here also got burnt. As for today's hike, it's supposed to be relatively short. I believe it's about a roughly 2-mile out and back with about, if I go all the way to the 6,200 foot summit, which is the official high point of the ridge, it's going to be close to 400 feet of elevation gain, maybe about 350, maybe about 300 to get to the Sierra Club summit, which is 6,162 feet. Now, like I said, I've hiked up from Chilao. This was almost 2 years ago. It was early August of 2017. Just 2 days after I did the real long slog from Buckhorn Campground down Cooper Canyon up to Will Thrall, which is no joke of a hike. 2 days later, did Mount Hillyer from Chilao, and I was able to find where the 6,200 foot summit was, but I'm not sure if I actually found the 6,162 foot bump. And there's supposed to be this trail here that leads up to the ridgeline, and there are a couple of used trails that seem to branch off in this direction. I followed at least 1 or 2 of those to what looked like could be the official USGS designated Mount Hillyer. However, I'm not sure if I actually found point 6162. The actual high point, I believe, is 6,215 feet roughly. So I know I was on the summit, so I considered it an actual summit. But if you look on Peak Bagger, they have 2 entries for it. One of them is the summit high point along the ridge, which is a little ways along it, which is the 6,200 foot peak. And then they also have a designation for Mount Hillyer 6162, which is what I'm going to try to find today. I am going to try to go all the way to the 6,200 foot one too. So I feel like I've made it official. So the 6,200 foot point, it's kind of hard to find too. You kind of have to branch off of the Mount Hillyer trail and go over some bumps and you're thinking, okay, this is the summit. And then you see one up ahead that looks like it could be higher. You go to that one. And then you see another one. Okay, you go to that one. So by default, I know I had been to the 6,200 foot high point. But keep in mind, you're gonna have to look around a little bit. Probably good to have GPS points. So when you get to what you think is a high point, you can cross-reference it. Me, I'm very low tech. Very low tech. I just look up the route in advance, plan it out, and try to use the old school way of navigation. Knowing your directions, keeping abreast of landmarks. But and I've done that for cross-country hiking too. So it's just really cool to be able to know exactly how to move about in the case of technology failure, or the lack thereof, the lack of technology. So that's all you want to know. Print out a map. Use the Forest Service maps, or study Google Earth like I do. Studying Google Earth, it's never 100%, but it's gotten me. It's only let me down a couple times because I wasn't thinking about the terrain along a cross-country route. That's where I got caught up a few times. Like when I did Occidental Peak almost 2 months ago, I was thinking, it looks like I can connect to it from Eaton Saddle. You can, but I didn't see I would be cropping out on some class 3 and class 4 rock. And I did not use my better judgment that day, and I tried to bail out and slipped on class 4 rock. And that's where I came up with my injury. Today, I just want to take it easy, just an easier hike. I'm not looking for anything strenuous, anything rigorous, enough to get me out. I mean, I was at work today until 2, and I'm off tomorrow, but I wanted to get up to the mountains today. Tomorrow I kind of have some family plans, so wanted to take care of this business today, get some time with the pines, and I'm going to keep following this fire break. I mean, it's pretty wide open right here. It's not like it's going to be a navigational challenge. Like I said, the biggest challenge on this hike is to find where point 6162 is, the USGS summit, and finding the 6,200 foot ridgeline high point. Like I said, it takes a little trial and error if you're low tech like me. So by my next clip, I should be getting, or I should be at the ridgeline by the next time I check in for part 2. It's quite a warm day out today, but I kind of expected. It's July, and we're maybe barely at about, I don't even know if we're quite at 6,000 feet yet. So I will see you on my next clip, which should be me above the 6,000 foot line, somewhere at the ridge. Sure is beautiful up here. Beautiful. There's a nice big cone Douglas fir right here. So I'll see you on the next clip. We'll see how far I'm along on